Okay, so I thought I'd give you an example of the first grade math. This is what we did in our math class today. We just started our school year last week, so we're in week 2, and we're doing 5 and some more. So this is a first introduction to nickels today. So we went over how to do, let's see, we're at 2.3. So we went over tally marks with the tally cards that are in the math box envelope. So we just did a quick review of flashcards, like, you know, what's this? 5, 4, 9. And I kind of just held them up, and they told me the different numbers, what they knew what the flashcards are at the timer. And then we just went over the nickels, and we said, okay, in pennies, this is what 7 is. And we're like, okay, there's 7 cents. There's 7 tally marks. And then we went over, okay, but also an easier way to show 7 is with the nickel. And there's 7 cents. And so they kept playing around. We kept making new examples of how to make money with the nickel, taking away the pennies and moving in the nickel. And so the book kind of guides you on how to say it, moving around the nickel, taking out the pennies and moving in the nickel in different combinations to make 7, 8, 9, and 10 cents. And then it has a game that you play with the kids. So this was actually really fun. Nora, did you like the game?
Yeah.
It was super fun. So you take your envelope with the number cards and the tally cards, and you take a handful of nickels and a handful of pennies. And I put nickels and pennies in a pile on the table, and I spread out the tally cards on another table, and then I handed them each a number card. And they had to go to the tally card table and find the right number that matched the tally card number that matched the number card I gave them. And they had to go to the nickels and pennies and find the nickel and penny amount that matched the number I gave them. And then I'd bring it back to me, and I would say, okay, 7 cents, 7 on the tally mark, 7 on the card. Okay, it matches, you got it right. And they would just keep going around and around, matching it all up. And that was the whole lesson. And it took 15 minutes to do the whole lesson. And then when the lesson's over, then say, okay, now go take your math workbook and go somewhere and do your workbook page. And for first grade, they always have 2 pages to do in their workbook. 1 page is the lesson review. Nourish. 1 page is the lesson review. And then the second page is the review of some old skill. So today, the lesson review was matching the nickel cents to the picture of the nickels. And then the review was tracing numbers and then picking a shape that is different from the other shapes. And that was the whole lesson. It was very quick. This is very independent part. It's just going, kind of hitting again what we did in the lesson. So you wouldn't want to ever just buy the workbook because they wouldn't really understand the concept without doing the lesson. The meat of the whole curriculum has to really just be the instructor guide. And we always get ours on Amazon. Amazon always has them for super cheap, like $40 for the pair of the student guide and the instructor guide. Okay, hope that helps. Okay. Hi, Kristen. This is our Math with Confidence that we're doing. We have K this year for Steven, and the twins are doing first grade, and Catherine is doing the Kate Snow preschool math at home. So they're all Math with Confidence levels. And this is the math box that we are using for all of them together. So I have all 3 grade levels in the same box. So I got this box on Amazon? Yeah, on Amazon. I can send you the link. Some other moms in the Math with Confidence, Nora, do your work, said this was a great box. It almost fits everything. It's like pretty much closed, and I would kind of handle it. And I have this cubby here that I put all their homeschool stuff in, and it's an 11 by 11 cubby, and it fits in there pretty good. So. Okay, so this box has 2 layers in a tray. On the top layer, I have clocks, dry erase markers, pencils, and decks of playing cards here. Here are the envelopes, and I'll tell you about the envelopes in a second. We have rulers, and you don't need this, but I thought it was cool, is I found these number lines that are dry erase, and you can write on them and do equations. And then these, hey Nora, can you get my dots over there?
Where's the dot?
Right there in that bag. Okay. These are also cool. So they want you to have for the kids 10 grids. And she does her, instead of doing the 10 grids that are stacked and top each other, Kate Snow always wants her 10 grids in a line. And she wants a big thick line in the middle. So I bought these magnetic, just bring the whole bag. These magnetic ones that were stacked, and I cut them apart, and I just like tape them together and put a big thick line in the middle. And then it comes with these foam magnetic things that stick to them. So it's actually really cool. So, and then when you start doing the teens, you just put a second row with it. So I have those, and since I have them all taped together, they just fold up and they go inside the tray too. Okay, so that goes in there. All right, then you have all these envelopes that they want. So one envelope, and I got these little plastic envelopes also from Amazon. Number cards, multiples of 10. I haven't filled that in yet. Tally cards, 1 through 10. These are just index cards that you write on. Number cards, 1 through 10, plus, minus, equal. Then you have like play money, which is mostly dollars, 5s, and 10s they're going to be working with.
Can I go to the next page?
No, that's tomorrow's lesson. We're doing cash. Okay, number cards, 11 through 20. All right, so that's the first layer in the math box. And then the next is, I have some foam pattern blocks. So you need pattern blocks. This you don't need, but I just like these little counting bears, especially for the Catherine preschool level. You need some straws. And then I have this little tackle box. This is like a $4 box from Walmart for tackle, and it works really good for math manipulatives. And so in the tackle box, we have our money divided up, the pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. We have, now this is also really cool. So you know how in The Good and the Beautiful, you have lots of little manipulatives things you put in the book, like tickle the bird with a feather and count this with a button. I put those manipulatives in this box, so it keeps better track of them. So these are the manipulatives from The Good and the Beautiful. And so I just kind of mixed them all into here. Then you have these like counters, and they're just for various games you're gonna do. And dice, and some of these clear counters. I want to get some of those. And then some of these counters. And these are all like really cheap manipulatives that you can get on Amazon, or some of them you can find at Walmart. So that is the whole math box. It's all the manipulatives for the year. Instead of using these foam magnetic ones, you can just use these. And in the book, in the back of the teacher guide, they give you these black line masters. So like there's tangrams, and so instead of having foam tangrams, you can use that. And here is, instead of having a ruler, you can use that. So there's a lot of things here that they give you that you can just cut out of paper if you want to not buy the manipulative. I chose this curriculum specifically because it has manipulatives. And as a math teacher, I love manipulatives, and I really truly believe in them as being just the best way to teach math. And so I kind of bought all the manipulatives I could, and I had a ton already. So anyway, so that is the Math with Confidence. I can help you set up the math box and give you any advice you need. All right, bye. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you is an additional manipulative to have is these base 10 blocks. So have them in hundreds and ones. And I think in second grade, you will need the 1,000 as well, hundreds, tens, and ones. And in first grade, you don't need the 1,000, but by second grade, you need the 1,000 too. And another thing that I'm doing is I put together a binder, and in the binder, I laminated some 100 charts, 150 charts. I did the inch rulers laminated. I laminated some place value charts, and these are where you're gonna be laying the base 10 blocks, like the ones and the tens on, or the other manipulatives that you can lay on here. And then they have some game boards that you're going to be using. This is the part total mat. This will be just used throughout. So these are the Blackline Masters that are in the back of the book. So I mix them all together that are in all of their curriculums, and I put them all into one binder. But these are in the back of the book, and they want you to just photocopy it out of the book onto cardstock or something. And then I photocopied it, cut it out, laminated it, and put them in here. So this game is called Addition Climb to the Top. Subtraction Tic-Tac-Toe. Subtraction Climb to the Top. Adding 8's Crash. Addition Tic-Tac-Toe. Subtraction Bingo. Adding 9's Bingo. Connect the boxes. Roll and cover. Simplified tangram. This is shape cards. In a minute, baby. Okay, and then this is the originals that I ripped out of the book and putting back here. So that is everything in the Math with Confidence Manipulatives.